Welcome to Gentle Mind Shift. Today, we explore a profound story about the hidden dangers of endless pleasing and unconditional sacrifices. Meet Rowan, a kind donkey living in a peaceful village who always carried heavy burdens for everyone without a single complaint. Whenever someone needed help, they would immediately call for him. He believed that saying yes to everything was his true purpose. His constant willingness made him very popular among the villagers, but deep inside, a quiet exhaustion began to take root slowly. As days turned into weeks, the endless cycle of favors continued, leaving him with absolutely no time to rest or recover. The villagers never noticed his trembling legs or his heavy breathing. They simply assumed he was always ready for another task. He feared that if he ever refused a request, people would stop loving him and consider him a truly selfish creature. Even during severe storms, he dragged himself through the muddy roads just to fulfill the endless demands of his demanding neighbors. Other animals rested comfortably in their warm barns, while poor Rowan stood alone in the freezing rain, shivering and feeling miserable. One fateful morning, the village merchant asked him to carry an impossibly large mountain of heavy goods across the steep mountain. Despite feeling incredibly weak and dizzy, he nodded his head and allowed the merchant to stack heavy crates upon his back. Halfway up the rocky trail, his exhausted legs finally gave out completely. He collapsed onto the dusty ground, unable to move. The frustrated merchant shouted loudly, demanding that he stand up immediately, showing absolutely no sympathy for the poor creature lying there. Suddenly, an old and wise horse appeared from the shadows of the tall trees, watching the painful scene with calm eyes. The majestic horse stepped forward bravely, intimidating the cruel merchant until he finally retreated down the mountain, leaving the donkey alone. The gentle horse carefully removed the heavy crates from the exhausted donkey, offering him a refreshing drink of cool spring water. Tears streamed down the face of the tired donkey as he confessed his deep fear of being entirely useless and rejected. The wise horse sat quietly beside him and picked up a small wooden stick from the ground, holding it up gently. He told the young donkey to observe closely. The horse snapped the single stick easily with just a tiny little effort. Then the old horse gathered a large bundle of thick sticks and tied them firmly together with a strong green vine. He tried to break the entire bundle using all his strength, but the solid wood remained completely unbroken and perfectly intact. Each stick represents a tiny favor you do for others. When you accept too many, they become an incredibly heavy burden. The donkey listened carefully but felt very confused. He asked if being helpful was a terrible mistake that he should avoid. The mentor smiled warmly and explained that kindness is a beautiful gift, but only when given freely with true self-respect. He pointed at the painful bruises on the donkey, showing how endless compliance had physically damaged his weak and tired body. Kindness without personal boundaries will eventually become a massive burden that selfish people will happily place upon your fragile, tired shoulders. These profound words echoed loudly in the mind of the young donkey, making him realize the harsh truth about his life. He took a deep breath and slowly stood up, feeling a strange new sense of inner strength growing inside his heart. The old horse nodded proudly, knowing that his important lesson had finally reached the deep soul of this gentle young creature. The next morning, the brave donkey walked back into the busy village, carrying nothing but his own dignity and newfound confidence. Almost immediately, a lazy farmer approached him with a massive sack of potatoes, expecting the usual free labor without any hesitation. For the first time ever, the donkey firmly shook his head, looked the farmer in the eyes, and calmly walked away. The lazy farmer stood completely frozen in absolute shock, dropping his heavy sack as he watched the confident donkey walk past. Whispers quickly spread throughout the entire village. people could hardly believe that the endlessly helpful creature had finally refused a task. Later that afternoon, a wealthy woman tried to command him to carry her golden jewelry box across the wide, muddy river. He politely but firmly declined her unreasonable demand, choosing instead to graze peacefully on the fresh green grass near the water. A small group of angry neighbors gathered around him, loudly complaining about his sudden change in attitude and terrible new behavior. Despite their harsh words, he remained perfectly calm and steady, refusing to absorb their toxic energy or feel any false guilt. Seeing his unbreakable resolve, the crowd slowly dispersed. They realized that their manipulation tactics would never work on him ever again. As several weeks gracefully passed, his tired body healed completely. His dull coat became shiny, and his sad eyes sparkled brightly. The villagers were forced to carry their own heavy burdens, learning the true value of hard labor and personal daily responsibility. One unexpected afternoon, a young child accidentally fell into a deep, muddy ditch, crying loudly for immediate help from the adults. Without any hesitation, the brave donkey rushed toward the dangerous ditch, using his strong teeth to pull the terrified child out. The grateful mother hugged the noble creature tightly, crying tears of genuine joy and expressing her deepest gratitude for his bravery. The surrounding villagers watched this heroic act in silent awe. They finally understood the profound difference between blind obedience and true kindness. He had chosen to help because he genuinely wanted to, not because he was desperately afraid of facing their angry rejection. From that memorable day forward, the people stopped treating him like a simple tool and started treating him as an equal. He occasionally visited the wise old horse in the quiet forest, bringing him sweet apples to show his eternal, deep appreciation. Together, they would watch the beautiful golden sunset, enjoying the peaceful silence and the comforting presence of a truly genuine friendship. This powerful story reminds us that saying no is never an act of cruelty, but rather a necessary act of survival. Establishing healthy boundaries creates a magical, invisible shield that protects your precious energy from those who simply wish to consume it. Many people-pleasers mistakenly believe that their entire self-worth depends solely on how much they can constantly sacrifice for others. However, true respect is never earned by simply becoming a passive doormat for everyone else to wipe their dirty feet upon. Respect is actually earned when you firmly demonstrate that you deeply value your own time, your own energy, and your life. If you do not respect yourself first, you subconsciously teach the entire world that it is perfectly acceptable to exploit you. It is incredibly liberating to finally drop the heavy burden of constantly seeking validation from people who do not care anyway. Start practicing the powerful art of saying no to unreasonable requests, and watch how your life transforms into something truly beautiful. Your kindness should always be an absolute choice, never a forced obligation that drains your soul and destroys your mental health. Remember that taking good care of yourself is the most important foundation for building a genuinely happy and deeply fulfilling life. Thank you for watching this journey. Subscribe to Gentle Mind Shift for more inspiring stories. Always remember to cherish yourself deeply.